On March the 18th, the Russian military fired at a military barracks in Mykolayiv. The head of Mykolayiv military administration, Vitaly Kim, reported about it. The strikes were inflicted by Russian caliber missiles. It is known that at least 40 people were killed, and some were injured in the shelling. However, the exact number is not yet known.
Yesterday, orcs meanly fired rockets at sleeping soldiers. The rescue operation is still ongoing, so I don't want to talk much about it, as I'm waiting for official data from the armed force to announce the correct figures. The Russian military viciously fires rockets at sleeping soldiers.
7 people were killed and 5 were injured in a mortar attack on the village of Makariv in Kyiv region on March the 18th. This was reported in the regional police department. The Russian military fired heavy artillery at the village. The dead are civilians. The wounded are in hospital. As a result of the shelling, residential buildings were destroyed and an administrative building was damaged. The fire at the Barabashovo market in Kharkiv, which broke out as a result of shelling by Russian troops on March the 17th, was almost extinguished as of the morning of March the 19th. There are still local fires. That's why rescuers are on duty around the clock to put them out. According to a market spokesman, about 7 out of 70 hectares of the market area were affected by the fire. BARRACKS synagogue, located in the center of Kyiv, has begun accepting refugees from Chernihiv. This was announced by the advisor to the Minister of Internal Affairs, Anton Gerashchenko. The chief rabbi of Ukraine and his people receive in the synagogue those who have fled the Russian bombing. Gerashchenko wrote. Taras Komponichenko is the lead singer of the Ukrainian band Horeya Kozatska, which performs ancient music. At the beginning of the war, the man enlisted in the defense of Kyiv.
Чому я пішов в тероборону? Тому що вважаю, що нема куди відступати.
Why did I go to the territorial defense? Because I think there is nowhere to draw back. This savage Moscow imperialism is going not only to destroy the Ukrainian state, it wants to destroy our identity. Culture is identity. And to hide somewhere in warm lands or comfortable worlds and dream of Ukraine or wish for some revival or save some treasures, this, of course, can also be a noble mission. But I've decided that's been enough.
Taras said that fellows often ask him to sing, so he plays and sings during the oath or in the short minutes of rest. For our journalist, the man played on Maidan Nezalezhnosti in the center of Kyiv. But while he was playing, an air alert started in the city and a siren sounded. Mark Kolesnikov is the owner of a cafe with raccoons in Kharkiv. The man was caught in the war for the second time, first in Donetsk region in 2014. Then he moved to Kharkiv. Mark does not want to leave home for the second time, so he stayed in the city and volunteers with his friends. And his coffee shop has become a shelter for people.
On the second and third days, we had about 15-18 people in the cafe. When the bombing started and the houses started collapsing, we already had 22-25 people. The largest number was 28. Everyone slept on the floor and on the tables, some at the bar, some in the rooms. We sleep in the kitchen all the time. It's been 3 weeks.
Raccoons, Lisa and Bart do not know that there is a war in Kharkiv. They live in a soundproof enclosure in a cafe. They do not hear the sounds of explosions, so the animals are happy to play with people.